YouTube. Welcome to my little atelier on the floor in my messy room in the attic. I was mixing some paints for a pour that I want to go do tonight, and I thought I would film some of it. I haven't been making any paintings for a week because I was away with my boyfriend and my daughter to house sit someone's house. They have a kitten and a chicken who needed some company and food and such, you know. So we took care of those, and it was good that we were there because we needed to. It was freezing outside, so we had to go out to feed to bring the chicken water twice a day because the water kept freezing. I keep looking that way, but my camera is there. Well, you'll have to excuse me. Most of the time I won't be doing videos with me in the frame because it's all about painting here, but well, this paint is burnt umber, a very nice color, but it's still way too thick to be able to use it. So here I am stirring and talking to myself. This afternoon my daughter and I made a painting together. It was a lot of fun, and it's been so nice. I only started making these paintings with acrylic pouring a few weeks ago, and she's been so enthusiastic to see each painting I made and to point out the things that she loved in them and which color combinations she liked. And then today she came home from a sleepover at my mom's, and my mom got her, oh, they're still here, these. Look. And you can't see the colors properly because I can see that the screen is way too yellow, but these beads are very nice colors, and the color combination really got me inspired to use, or try and use, in a painting once. And then she was like, can we go upstairs now and can I watch when you mix the paints? So she helped, and we had to mix some of the colors because I didn't have the exact colors we needed. And she was actually quite helpful. And we were mixing some teal blue. She advised to put in some more actual cyan blue to make the color match better, and it worked. So hey, that was a fun moment. And she was trying to read the labels on or the names on the bottles of paint and everything. She's 4.5, and she's apparently very eager to read. Now she's at a point where she's looking at everything like this, like, oh, there are letters on here, maybe I can read it. So this afternoon she read A-L-L, well, in Dutch obviously, and Mom, what is all? All? What is all? So I explained that it was English and that we would say it a bit differently and use one less L. And then, of course, Amsterdam, that name she knows because she was born there, as was I, by the way. We don't live there anymore now, but we did live there together, the two of us, for a few years. So she remembers the stories, and she knows that there was once a house in Amsterdam that she lived in. So that was fun, having her decipher that. And she watched while I mixed the paints, and we chatted and ate some cookies, and then she helped pour the paint on the canvas. And wow, it was still way too thick. Sorry, I have a bit of a cold. Let me just wipe my nose on something. Not on the canvas, no. Wonder what that would do. Oh, better. Then because we had such a good time, and I was a bit hurried because I didn't know how long she would, how long her patience would last, how long she would be interested. Surprisingly enough, for quite a long time, but I forgot to put in any silicone into the paints. So we did a swipe and it didn't really work, and then the colors we used didn't react very well to being mixed. Pink and green, and no, that it all became very muddy. So, and we had way too much paint on the canvas, so we decided, well, I decided to scrape it all off and to try again. Luckily we had some paint left. And with that we made a very nice flip cup, actually. It does not look like her necklace at all. But we had fun, and she was really proud of me. Every time I make a painting and she'll come and look at it and she'll be like, wow. And then she'll hug me and say, Mom, you know, I am proud of you. And every time that she makes something, she wants to know if I'm proud of her. Boy, am I ever. Of course I am. That girl. Well, every parent says that probably about their own kids. Other parents out there, your kids are amazing too. But of course, to me, mine, I wouldn't want another. Wouldn't want to trade her for another. Don't know if I want another. But that's not for tonight to decide. Because tonight, I'm not... see, I'm distracted by stirring. I'm not looking to spawn some new offspring. I'm only stirring paint. That's all. So odd, a while back I mixed up a large batch of white and it looked okay, and I stirred it up in one of these, but even bigger, from a liter, or yeah, maybe is that 2 pints? It's on there. Yep, this one. Not completely full, but close enough. And now then, after I put it in there and started using it, it turned out to be too thick. And I have been too lazy to take it all out and try to water it down. So now every time that I want to use it, I have to add more water, and I can't just squirt it from the bottle onto a canvas because it will be way too thick. So I have to do that at some point. Probably when the bottle is almost empty, I will do that. I'll just make a new batch and try it first and see how the consistency is before I put it in a bottle, because it will be a pain getting it all out. I don't want to waste any paint, so I'll just water it down for now. That's okay. That's okay. I only just started doing this and I'm still learning so much every time that I make a painting. So I'm still stirring this burnt umber. And I've been looking at setting up my YouTube channel to make my videos public. Woohoo! I've been making videos of almost all my projects so far. Even the very, very first. Well, not, yeah, the very, very first that I used an actual pouring medium and not glue, which I improvised with before my order came in from the web shop. Whee! But, Floetrol, I don't know what I would do without you. I really like using that. And I ordered some Liquitex pouring medium as well, but it's a very small bottle and I don't want to waste it. And Floetrol is working quite well for me so far, so I'm using mostly that. I also have some, I think it's Winsor & Newton gloss medium. Correct me if I'm wrong. Ooh, this light is very flattering. Oh, that doesn't help. I put my light on me so that I can see what I'm doing. Guess that's more important than how I look, right? Oh, I just found this old, it's a picture of an owl that I used to have on my, on a wall board thing. I don't know what to call that. A board you pin things to. I don't know. The word evaded me. I used to have that on my wall in Amsterdam, and I only found it a few days ago, and it has an owl with some glasses, and it says, "It's not about how you look, but it's about how you see." So, and since I can hardly see a thing without good lighting, because my eyes aren't very good, I wear contacts. Now, in case you're wondering. And I absolutely do need good lighting to be able to see colors correctly, and otherwise my eyes will get tired quickly, so you'll have to deal with me being not very well lit. This is not a glamour photo shoot, is it? Oh yeah, I talk a lot and I'm very silly, just a heads up. As I hinted, I live in the Netherlands, and I was born in Amsterdam, and my name is Marjolein, which is probably very hard to pronounce for anyone not from the Netherlands. But that's my name, Marjolein. Americans would often say Marjolein. That's not how you pronounce it, but I'll accept many pronunciations. People try, hey. And I surely don't pronounce everything correctly in English, and so I can't really hold it against anyone else, right? Okay, so oops, I have not quite yet tried this. I want to try to do a negative space flip cup thingy, so with a white background, and I have a canvas prepared. In the Netherlands we have a saying, do you have a plate or a board in front of your head when you're being stupid and can't you see off my head? It's like, now the monkey comes out of the sleeve. That's literally pronounced. That's when everything comes out, when you, well, the plot is being revealed. Now the monkey comes out of the sleeve. Ah, now I know what's going on. Very interesting, isn't it? I have some colors prepared. So I have white, and I have some Prussian blue. Another thing I didn't know how to pronounce until recently. I was so confused because I like to speak English and like to read English and write English. But obviously I'm not a dictionary, so I don't know everything. Where's the bottle? Oh. It's hiding. Anyway, I'll just take another one. I have some of these Amsterdam acrylics paint, and on there, in several languages, can you see that? Is the name of the color, and for some reason, this is a Dutch brand, so it makes sense that the first one on the list is a Dutch one. I didn't realize that, apparently, so Prussian is with a U and a Y in Dutch, Pruisisch. And for some reason I thought it was Prussian blue, but I've heard it pronounced in many different ways over the internet as well, so I don't feel too bad. But now I know that it's Prussian, since the second one on the list is English, and that doesn't have a Y. Ow. So I learned that. Oh yeah, colors. I just stirred some burnt umber and white. I said that I have a little bit of leftover blue, even less of this. I might have to make some more of that because I love that color, but that's the one we mixed. But I'll just throw in some of this one, turquoise blue, and we added a little bit of Prussian blue and some regular blue, I think. Yeah. Also, I have, well, I have this larger batch of pink and some reflex pink left over from this afternoon, and magenta, primary magenta, both left over from this afternoon. This is really only a little bit, but since I'm planning on using these tiny cups here, that's plenty. I also have some light gold here mixed, but I don't know if I'll use that. I'm not sure. I got an idea of something. I saw Annemarie Ridderhof do also with one of these, a flip cup thingy with negative space with dragging. So there's white around it and she'll drag it out so that the paint will go under the white and then come out with cells and everything. And then I got this idea to put some color in one of these, and then for the life of me, I've been trying to come up with a word for this in English, but syringe, is that it? Might be it. Anyway, one of these thingies. I love the word thingy. It applies to most everything. And I put some paint in that and then try to squeeze it out under the white, or within the white, and make a pattern maybe, or a line going through. Maybe. I'm not sure yet. But let's see what I'll do. This is usually pretty intuitive for me, so I don't know what exactly I'll be doing until I'm doing it. Now, I also have this reflex yellow. I don't think I'll use that. I want to try and keep it simple, and I really love the pink and the blue colors together. And the brown, I really love that brown, and I think it'll go nicely with it as well. But still, I'm not quite sure. I'm not sure. Well, if I use both pink and blue and brown and gold, I was thinking of doing two of these, one with only blues and maybe a bit of brown, and the other one with only pink and maybe a bit of brown or gold or something else, and I'm trying to come up with that now. I don't know. I do not want to use yellow on this one. I do not want to use black. I do not want to use red. Let's just see which colors I do not want to use. Ouch, that hurt my wrist somehow, I don't know. Maybe all the stirring. Silver? No, but I already have gold. I thought of adding silver, but you might not see it because of the negative space thingy, but maybe if I put it in the middle. Should I just mix some silver? Now I have some Amsterdam silver, but I also have this leftover stuff, and this is almost the same, I think, because yeah, Royal Talent silver, it's the same, only the cheaper brand, I think. So I think it'll be safe to use in combination, because I also just learned from Annemarie that you should watch out not to use too many different kinds of brands together because of the different drying times, and that might pull on the paint and make it crack and crease and do things you don't want. I love seeing all these colors there. I do not like seeing the mess there. Look at this. This was one I did before we left for the other house. I'm so happy with this. This was a swipe black and all these neon colors. Wow! Yeah, I really like this one. Might be an understatement. I love it. There is quite some silicone or dimethicone, both showing up though, so I'll have to learn soon. I'll have to learn how to clean that off, because I do want to varnish some of them. Anyway, I'm still chatting and still haven't decided on a color. Silver? Yeah. Silver or a lighter brown, maybe. Or copper, maybe. That's so overpowering. I think I'll go with silver for this one. Yeah. Good. Decision making. It's not my strongest point. I'm wearing sports pants here and my reindeer socks, which I bought at the Action store here, like a cheap store, and they also sell a lot of paints and cheaper canvases, which I am using because I can't really afford to, since I'm still learning and I can't really afford to buy lots and lots of expensive ones, so I'll just start with these, and then I think I'm good enough. Or when someone asks me to make a painting for them, I'll use a better quality stuff. I bought it and I sent a picture to my friend, and then she said, "Oh, you're going to start running?" And I was, ha ha ha, oh yeah, I could do that too. I didn't even think about that. Like, haha, that's funny. Running me. First of all, I have really bad back, so sitting on the floor like this is also not very nice, but it's good practice actually for my stomach muscles, to try to sit upright. Sit up straight. And it was so funny, it reminded me of this comic that I saw once, like the two women meeting each other on the street, and one of them says, "Oh, my muscles are so sore," and the other one says, "Oh, have you been working out?" And then the other one starts to laugh hysterically and just doesn't stop, and it's like, ah, like for 3 images, and then in the last one she says, "No, I just had sex." That's all. That's funny to me. That could be me. So yeah, I just bought these pants because they're really comfortable and soft, and hey, when I'm on the floor, I do want to be on the floor and be able to bend my knees without blood flow being stopped. So I also like drinking tea. Not much else. Oh yeah, water. Silver. Water. There. I'll have to refill this soon. So I've been watching many videos by other people on YouTube, which is very inspirational. I'm very happy to have found this method of painting, because on one hand you have you can do so many things, and there's so much to explore, but also to learn, because you really have to think about what you're doing, even though can't exactly control or know what the outcome will be. And that's the second thing I like about it, because I'm a bit of a, well, not a control freak, but I get anxious when I don't know what will happen in certain situation, and so that's often new situations make me anxious. And as soon as something new has started, it's fine, but if I'm waiting for it to start, it's terrible, and I'll just play out all possible scenarios in my head. And this is actually a fun and playful way to experience that. Hey, sometimes you think about it very well and it goes the way you want, and sometimes it doesn't, and it never ever ever comes out exactly like you pictured. Never. Just like in real life, you never can predict exactly how a talk will go, or a date, or a meeting, or what a new job will be like. And that's nice. Before this I did used to paint with acrylic paint, but I haven't done so in about 2 years since I moved here. And well, now I apparently do find room in my room, but I only have one room here, and I didn't want to make the floor or the walls dirty. I did already, I stained both, but for some reason right now it doesn't matter as much. I just need to create, and I'm glad that I found this, because I like abstract painting. You don't really have to, usually when I used to paint, it was often also kind of art therapy for myself. I would just arrange all my paint around me, and everything would be neat, and then I would just start intuitively putting paint on the canvas, and while doing that, seeing what happens, but also thinking about whatever was bothering me, or thinking about a situation and figuring out a solution, or getting rid of some feeling, or getting something out and putting it onto canvas. And this is also fun, because especially the mixing of the paints takes quite some time, and you need to be quite precise, and you have to think about what you're going to do with the paints, and so it really takes some concentration, and you really need to, it takes your mind off other things. But this is also quite like meditation almost, this stirring. Not now that I'm talking to you guys, so maybe shouldn't do that very often. My voice is starting to protest. So it's a signal. Ooh, silver. All these metallics and neon colors, they get really foamy, and even when I stir them very carefully, they get a lot of bubbles, so I have to let them sit. Even when I let them sit, I don't know if that's the consistency of the paint. So I've learned that it doesn't really matter if I stir fast or slow, because they will get bubbles no matter what I do. But if I let them sit, they will go away a bit. And if I mix the paint to the right consistency, it won't really matter for the, at least I think it doesn't matter for the actual painting, because it will not show extreme amount of bubbles in that color. So, but who knows, maybe it does have an effect and I'm just not experienced enough yet to know that. Oh well, I'm learning, and I'm making colorful things. Wouldn't quite yet call it art, but yeah, I'm making art, and I'm surrounded by color, and I love that. So here I am. Whee! So what I'm just right now I'm just using paint and then some Floetrol, and I mix it to the right consistency with water. And I have some, in these squeeze bottles, I have some water that I took from the dryer reservoir. And why, I'm not really sure, because the water quality here from the tap it's great, but it's a bit, there's a lot of minerals in it. It's quite hard water, like we would say, not soft water like in the south. I remember that my mom used to save some of the dryer reservoir water for my grandmother to use for ironing, so that it wouldn't get too much I don't know what the word is in English. Kalkaanslag, like the white stuff that stays on the inside of your water cooker or on the inside of your iron. So less of that. So I thought, hey, some of the bad stuff has been taken out of that water. I'll just use that. Because I'm sorry, but I'm not going to buy special water. Wow, it's gonna take ages. I can't water it down too quickly, because then you'll get even more bubbles. Bubbly. Starts in my toes and I'll crinkle my nose. Oh, I probably will burst into song on a regularly as well, because I have a very associative mind, so almost everything makes me think of song lyrics, and I remember song lyrics very easily, so there's always a song in my head, almost. And if there isn't, there probably soon will be. By the way, speaking of my grandmother, I inherited this ugly thing here. It's a lap tray, which she used for those cross stitch thingies. She used to do that, and all kinds of things. And she had rheumatic hands, so she had a lot of, so she needed that thing a lot. And I like the idea that I'm also using it for something creative, although it has seen more dirt than it has in all the years that she's had it, probably. But that's okay to me. She was creative in her way, and now I am in mine. Almost. I made more than I'm going to use, but these cups are very convenient for storing leftover paint, so that I don't have to mix a whole new batch next time. I don't think anyone will be watching this. It's 35 minutes of me chattering and you not being able to see what I'm doing here with my paint. I'm not gonna sit like this, sorry. Just for myself, I don't know. Who knows, maybe someone will like to watch this at some point. In that case, thank you! Also, I really want to do something about this mess around me here. I'm sure I can get it to be more organized, but so far I've been more eager to get painting than to get tidying, so excuse the mess. If you're a neat freak, you might not want to watch my channel. It's because I'm not kind of girl. Ooh, 'cause I'm not that kind of girl. That one was obvious, right? Whee! The thing is with these metallics and stuff, because they get so many bubbles, it's hard to see if this is the right consistency, because if I want to do this, sometimes it will break because there's too many bubbles. And the consistency will be different, seem different when the bubbles have upped a bit, so it's hard to see immediately. So usually what I do with these, I just mix them until I think they're about right, and then I let them sit for a while, and then when I come back I will test it again with a stick, and I can add some more water if needed. Because it feels different from the other ones when stirring, because it's so foamy. It will be, I don't know, yeah. I do think this is quite fluid enough, just a little bit. Oop. This tiny squeeze bottle is perfect, by the way, because it only gives a really small squirt each time. She said squirt. Did I? I've seen, oh yeah, what I was going to say like 15 minutes ago probably, I've been watching many other people's channels, and some people are really good at not talking or keeping it short. I'm not one of those people. Somehow I talk a lot, and I ramble, and I will think out loud, and so if you like that, yay. Also, I've seen so many amazing, which I really like, by the way. I like watching those videos without talking, where you just see the process and where they have edited some music under it, and I really like those, and I would like to be able to make those, and I could make those, but I've decided that I'm so happy that I'm finally painting again that I will preferably spend my time, the little free time that I do have, on painting and not on editing videos. I might change my mind at some point, but for now this is how it's going to be. I'll just document what I do, and it will be unedited mostly. Maybe I'll, at some point, I also like making time-lapse videos, so maybe I'll sometimes do that for the pouring. I'll make a time-lapse instead and put some music under it and upload that. But now that I'm still learning, I don't know, it's also for myself to see, since I'm still learning how to do all this, I like to watch how I went about it, and if I didn't like or did like the painting result, then I can see if I can figure out what I should do differently, or which I should repeat next time. So this is mostly for me, and anyone who is interested to come watch is more than welcome. Yeah, so I think I'm done mixing paints here, and I'll go stretch and walk around for a bit because my legs are starting to get sore, and then I'll set up everything differently so that you can see my canvas, and we will go ahead and make a painting. See you! Wait, hold on. Let's not make an awkward ending. Or maybe we shall, okay. Anyway, bye.